Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new here. Yeah, my name is Dimpho and I'll be shooting a very short video. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be short, but this is my last video for 2019. It's a video about my breastfeeding journey because what I get asked most about on Instagram DMs is breastfeeding related questions by other moms or other expectant moms that are interested in breastfeeding. So I thought I should just do a quick video to share my experience breastfeeding and the mistakes that I made and what I will be changing going forward when I breastfeed baby T. And I'll be sharing as well the products that I liked or rather the breast pumps and the bottles that I was using when I was breastfeeding Use. So that is what today's video is going to be about. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up and to comment and let me know in the comment section whether you found this information useful or whether there's something that you would like to share with me that you think could also help me going forward, or if you think I'm just sharing a whole lot of bull. Yeah, so stay tuned if you want to find out about my breastfeeding journey. Yeah. Okay, so I started breastfeeding obviously from when Usa was born, and luckily I didn't have any problems. I had milk coming in immediately when she was born, and we breastfed exclusively, and I was breastfeeding directly from the breast. So I think at my 6-week appointment with a pediatrician, the pediatrician told me that if I like that week when she was like 6 weeks, if I don't introduce her to a bottle by then, I'm going to have serious problems. But I didn't listen to her because I was lazy to pump. At the time I hadn't bought my electric breast pump. I just had this manual one, Tommy Tippy, that my older sister was using and she just gave to me. I hadn't yet bought my electric breast pump because I don't know, I think I was just lazy to pump. So this is the manual pump that I was using. You just attach it to your breast and that's what you do. So I didn't listen to my pediatrician. I didn't introduce Usa to a bottle when she turned 6 weeks old. And okay, we continued to, and I had a lot of milk supply, so I could have actually even pumped and stored for when I was going to work, but I don't know, I think I was just lazy to pump it. It's not nice anyway to pump, yeah? So okay, we breastfed and I went back to work when she was just under 5 months, 4 months and a couple of weeks. So when she turned, 2 weeks before I went to work, my helper was going to start work. Ne? Okay, I had found a helper from Zebediela, where Teto is from, because I wanted a Pedi speaking helper so that the helper could speak Pedi to Use, so that Use could be fluent in Pedi. And we found a helper from Teto's church and everything. But now 2 weeks before the week before the helper is supposed to start, she tells us that she got another job. So Jimlo, like almost 2 weeks before having to go back to work, I don't have a helper. So it was just chaotic. But luckily this other security guard up in our complex, who happens to be Teto's friend, I'm using the term friend loosely here, but yeah, but close, not Teto, ne? He recommended someone from his church that was looking for umsebenzi, and that is the helper that we've had since. She's perfect. She's so perfect. So she's exactly what I needed. Okay, so 2 weeks before I go back to work, or was it a week before? Yeah, I decided to start pumping. I hadn't bought my electric breast pump by then. I decided to start pumping using this manual tummy tippy one, right? Pumping and giving a bottle. Hey guys, umntana akayifuni ibhotile. So that was my mistake number one. I should have pumped, like I should have expressed even by hand, like just a little bit of milk every day, and to give her a bottle just so that she could get used to sucking from a bottle. So that was my very first mistake that I made. I didn't introduce, I waited until she was too old. That is when I introduced a bottle. So that was my first mistake. And then yeah, I actually don't even know why I didn't buy an electric breast pump, because I bought most of the stuff that I needed, or all of them, from the Mama Magic Baby City stalls. Yeah, so I don't know why I hadn't bought a breast pump yet. Or I thought I would be using my sister's manual one permanently, but a manual breast pump, like it's not friendly on the wrist, guys. Kubuhlungu to manually pump. Yeah, so yeah, I'm rambling. Okay, so umntana ke didn't want the bottle, but I persevered, guys. I was so stressed. Okay, and then the week before I went back to work, I went to Dis-Chem and I bought this electrical breast pump, which is fantastic. Can you guys see? I don't have my spectacles on, so I can hardly see on the monitor, so I don't know if you guys can see or not. But it's the, can you guys see? I don't think so. It's the Avent natural breast pump. It's the single electric breast pump. It's got 3 expression settings. So I bought this at Dis-Chem, right? Using my medical aid. I use Discovery medical aid. So guys, just check with your medical aid if you can't buy baby products using your medical aid, because I think you can even buy a car seat. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can actually buy using your medical aid. So I used my medical aid to buy this electrical breast pump, and wow, it made my life so easy. I just attach it. Can you guys see? Oh my gosh. I just attach it to my boob and let it suck, and yeah, this is fantastic. I used it from the time that I went back to work until Use was a year old. Okay, so basically that is the breast pump that I used, and finally Use warmed up to the bottle, and these are the bottles that I was using for her. It's the Avent natural breast pumps. They are meant for breastfeeding moms, because apparently this thing mimics the breast, so they are good for breastfeeding moms. And I actually liked these bottles as well, so these are the bottles that I used for Use. And okay, so when I went back to work, I started pumping. I would pump 2 of these bottles at work. I would pump, I think, before lunch and like after lunch, but I would basically pump like 250 mils and 250 mils. So Use would need 500 mils of milk in the 8-hour period that I was at work. So the helper would divide them into these 4 smaller bottles. Wow. Yeah, but these are basically 125 mils. So yeah, I would basically pump 4 times these bottles. And okay, to keep up your milk supply, you need to drink a lot of water, you need to eat, and you need to look after yourself. Basically, try not to stress, because stress will affect your milk supply. Your milk supply will go down when you are stressed. So try not to stress. Keep active if that's what you like, I guess, but eat well. Oats is really great for milk supply. So eat a lot of oats, drink a lot of water, fruits, What else helps? Yeah, drink tea. Yeah, people normally say tea helps, but I'm not sure if it helped me, because I didn't actually have a shortage of milk. So yeah, but definitely oats will give you a good milk supply. And try not to stress. So okay, I was pumping 4 of these bottles, right? And then when she turned 6 months old, we introduced her to solids, right? When she turned 6 months old. So she was exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months, and then I introduced her to solids. And once she was eating, she obviously needed less milk. So I would only pump 2 for 2 of these, meaning I would only pump 250 ml. So I would pump once at work around lunch or just after lunch. So before she started eating solids, I was pumping 4 of these bottles. So she would have 4 of these bottles in the period that I'm at work. And then once she started eating, she would only have 2 of these bottles, because you obviously don't want to overfeed your baby. Yeah, you don't want to overfeed your baby. So my pediatrician suggested that once she starts eating, because the food replaces the bottles, right? So I obviously won't need to be pumping that much milk. Okay, and then what happened? Oh, we continued with that routine until she turned 12 months old. So she was still exclusively breastfeeding until she turned 12 months old. And okay, another thing that I forgot to mention, before she turned 6 months, I wasn't giving her water. I wasn't giving her anything else besides breast milk. Breast milk is all she was taking in. And then after the 6 months period, I started giving her water and food, obviously. And then she turned 12 months. I decided that I was going to stop exclusively breastfeeding, because I don't like to pump milk. As much as I want my child to have the benefits of breast milk, but pumping milk, guys, so I'm not even going to lie. It's not something that I enjoy doing. So when she turned 12 months old, I gave her... Okay, so the light keeps changing outside because I'm filming in natural sunlight. So when she turned 12 months old, I introduced her to... I was actually going to start buying Nido, but give it to her in a sippy cup, because past 12 months, I personally don't like giving umdana like these things. And my pediatrician as well was of that, shared the same sentiments. So I was planning on giving her Nido, but in a sippy cup. So my pediatrician actually told me that there's no need to be giving a child formula past 12 months. Or yeah, there's no need actually. You can just go straight to cow's milk, and the child will be fine. So I was like, oh, okay, that's perfect. It's actually going to save me money as well, because the only reason why I chose to breastfeed and not to formula feed is, why should I spend money on milk if I've got milk? Yeah, basically. So yeah, so I introduced her to cow's milk, but I was also buying the Parmalat growth milk, but I don't think she really liked it that much. It's only now that she's older that she's warming up to it, but she preferred normal cow's milk over that that growth milk, right? So we continued. I wasn't pumping when I was at work, so when I was at work, she would drink fresh milk and water, and then when I was home, she would obviously have breast milk. And then what happened after that? I fell pregnant when she was 17 months old, and at about 20 months, I think 19-20 months, she stopped liking the taste of my milk because of the hormones, the pregnancy hormones. So she's been comfort sucking. Actually, she hasn't been sucking for nutrition. She's been comfort sucking. Comfort sucking is when the baby is just like sucking with no effort to try and get the milk out. So actually I didn't have milk coming out because she stopped sucking, but I now do because I'm like 7 months pregnant, so I do have a bit of milk now. Yeah, so she was only comfort sucking, and in the beginning of December she was how old? She was almost 23 months old. Yeah, so we continued comfort sucking for like 3 months, and then it happened that I was admitted to hospital for like 2 days. And when I came back, this was the first week of December, or the second week. It was the second week of December. When I came back from the hospital, she had forgotten about Inganga. So I'm no longer breastfeeding. I was asked if I was planning on tandem nursing. Tandem nursing is when you nurse your newborn and your older child. And I think initially I didn't want to tandem nurse because I felt like Use wasn't the right candidate for sharing the boob. But as time went on, I think she started changing, and I wouldn't have minded to continue nursing both of them, the newborn and Use. But since she's forgotten about Inganga, she forgot about it, because I came back from the hospital on Tuesday. She forgot about Inganga, and I also didn't say anything. And it was only on Friday night that she cried for it. And so I now sleep with the sports bra so that my boobs aren't exposed. But she's fine now. She's okay. It's been about 2 weeks without it, so she's fine. What we do is, when she sleeps, obviously she's used to sleeping on the boob. What we do is we just give her a teddy bear, and she cuddles the teddy bear and she sleeps. It was actually really painful for me to stop, because it's not just the child that is attached to breastfeeding, but you as the mom are also attached to it. So yeah, I remember in the beginning of my pregnancy, the first trimester, my nipples were so painful, and my husband was like, why don't you just wean her off the boob, because it's so like I would be grumpy because my boobs are so painful and she wants to suck. And I was like, it's not as easy as just letting her, not giving it to her. So yeah, it's not easy, guys. Yeah, weaning your baby off the boob is actually really not easy. So, but I think, yeah, I'm okay now. It's been 2 weeks. Like the first week, I would be so heartbroken when she cries. My first instincts would be to comfort her with my boob, but I know I can't do that anymore. So we found other ways of comforting her. We just, pet her, rock her. But I guess it was time. But initially I was planning on stopping the comfort nursing at when she turns 2 in January, because baby T is due end Feb, beginning March. Yeah, so she would have had a month to adjust basically to the new life of not having Nana. So, but anyway, I guess it was God's plan. So okay, my tips for a successful breastfeeding journey is try not to stress at all, because stress affects your milk supply. Take care of yourself, drink lots of water, eat fruits, eat vegetables, eat a lot of oats, keep fit, okay, if you want to. If you want to, basically take care of yourself, because if you aren't taking care of yourself, your body won't produce milk. Okay, and I used to pray for my milk, guys. I used to pray for my milk supply, I would ask God. Okay, let me actually tell you the scriptures that I was reading. I was reading Matthew 7 verses 7 to 8, which says, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who seeks for everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened. And I used to read 2 Corinthians 9 verses 8, which says, and God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. So I would read these verses to ask God for milk and to thank God for milk, to ask God for milk and to thank him for the abundant supply of milk that he's about to give me. That is if I was going through a rough patch milk. But yeah, I believe that God would bless me with milk, and he actually really did. So pray for your milk, guys. Take care of yourself. Pray for your milk supply. But also, if it's not working out and you've tried everything that there is to try, like the lactation bars, the lactation cookies, the lactation teas that people talk about, I didn't need to try all of those things. Yeah, don't beat yourself up for it. There's a reason why formula was created, and if your baby needs to be on formula, then so be it. Yeah, a formula fed baby is better than a baby that is not fed at all. So yeah. What else do I want to say? Okay, and you can actually ask your pediatrician as well for if you've tried the natural route of things. You can ask your pediatrician to prescribe tablets that will help with your milk supply. Antidepressants, some antidepressants have the side effect of increasing milk supply. So even if you aren't a lactating mom but you are on those antidepressants, you will have milk coming out of your boob. So you can just ask your pediatrician about that. My pediatrician actually prescribed them to me when we saw her at about 4 months. Yeah, but I didn't need to use them because I didn't have a problem with milk. So you can just ask your doctor. I think, no, the name of the tablets that my pediatrician had given to me is Eglonil. You can just Google them and speak to your doctor about them, but I didn't need to use them. Okay, so take care of yourself, pray for your milk, ask for help from your doctor, and check if your medical aid won't pay for your breast pump and all these other baby stuff that you need. And what else? Yeah, take care of yourself, moms. Take care of yourself. So with baby tea, actually I didn't buy new bottles. Also used these bottles for a very short period of time and they are still very new. So I just bought new teats. Guys, I don't know if you can see because even I can't see. I'm blind, remember, so I can't really see. I just bought new teats to replace the teats that Use was using, and I bought a new brush because these things are expensive and they are still very new, so there's no reason for me to buy new ones. And I'll still be using the same breast pump. Guys, I really love this breast pump. Yeah, I really like it. But there are some people who say that they get more milk from the manual breast pump, but it wasn't the case for me. I get a lot of milk from using an electric breast pump, and an electric breast pump makes sense if you will be pumping every day at work, because yo guys, this thing, a manual breast pump on your wrist, Yeah, so try and invest in an electrical breast pump if you want to exclusively breastfeed and pump at work, sorry. And then something else that I've just added is this Haka silicone breast pump. Can you guys see? Oh my gosh, let me just take it out. So I'll be using this. Is it open? I don't think I've opened it yet. Yeah, but it's just this thing that you attach to your boob to empty the boob out. So it will be convenient for me while I'm on maternity leave, since I'm lazy to pump. Yeah, so while the baby is sucking on this side, I just put it on this side and it empties out the other boob. So I like that. It will be very convenient for me, so that is why I bought this. And then I think something that I forgot to mention in my pumping journey is that I wasn't pumping milk and freezing it. I was pumping milk today to use for tomorrow. I found that worked for me. So the milk that I would pump on Monday, I'd use on Tuesday, and then the milk that I would pump on Friday, I would use on Monday, because breast milk has a shelf life of how long in the fridge? That is, I think 4 to 5 days. 4 days. Yeah, 4 days or 5 days. I'm not too sure now. Yeah, but I'll have to just go and recheck that when I start again very, very soon. So yeah, I wasn't pumping to freeze. I think pumping to use made sense for me, and it made my life easier. And yeah, it made my helper's life easier as well, because she didn't have to defrost milk and do all of that. So basically, this is my breastfeeding journey. If I've left anything out, you can just ask me in the comment section. If you want to give me advice as well as to how I can improve my experience with my next baby, just let me know as well. But what I'll definitely be doing is I'll be introducing baby T to a bottle way sooner. Once we've established our breastfeeding, yeah, and that is going well, then I will introduce baby T to a bottle, so that I don't have to deal with what I had to deal with Use, introducing her to a bottle at like 4 months and a couple of weeks old, and then the baby is rejecting this bottle. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share it to someone who might find it useful. Bye.